So thanks, everybody. With that, we are going to get going with our first speaker. I am super excited to introduce James Tyer from Microsoft. James helps organizations across the globe design and deploy social collaboration spaces that facilitate productive conversations, new relationships, and innovative work. James is the author of Social by Design: How to Create and Scale a Collaborative Company, a popular book about how to design organizations for social collaboration, and a highly regarded facilitator and workshop leader. He currently works and in this bio, it says Yammer customer experience team at Microsoft, but it's really the Viva Engage customer experience team now, advises on next-gen communication and collaboration technology, and coaches effective climate sustainability communication. So James, super excited to have you with us, and over to you.
Thank you. I was wondering about that bio. It's much better than I thought anything I've written. So I got to take a transcript of that afterwards. All right, where's my Zoom gone? Disappeared. I hope you can all see my screen. Could I just get a couple of thumbs up?
Yes.
Perfect.
We
Yes.
do, yeah.
So awesome. Today I'm going to focus on using Viva Engage for communications. And when I was thinking about what might be interesting for people to see, I wanted to think of a specific topic to talk about. And given that I work for Microsoft and many of you have, using Microsoft technology, I think generative AI and Copilot is something that is at least top of Microsoft's mind and probably on top of the minds of a lot of the account teams you work with and partners and yourself as well. So I'm going to use the idea of Copilot deployment with how you can use some of the new communications and communities capabilities to help support that. Because as Travis said just now, change is the big topic still, whether it's managing hybrid, whether it's reimagining frontline experiences, and of course, transforming the organization with generative AI. There's a great opportunity, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but it's whenever a big change opportunity comes, you want to be able to harness it. You want to be able to bring everyone together, to learn together, to innovate together, to talk about those change and involve people in those changes as well. And Copilot in particular is a cultural shift because it's a big new way of working that is a real strong mix of software and people. And I know that counts for everything, whether it's intranets, whether it's new productivity tools, whether it's new employee experiences. But I think it's a great example because, a lot of leaders, they think the change organization communicates change consistently and effectively, but only about half of employees actually think they're being communicated to. I think there's a sort of caveat to this too. Are they being involved in the whole change process, or are they being communicated at, as opposed to it being a conversation and two-way? And again, with the rise of AI, there's this opportunity, and communicators in particular, we can't just send out emails. We can't just write blog posts on our intranet. People are used to it in their consumer lives to receiving information and news from a number of sources. A lot of people start with their social media tools and then they get pulled into various rabbit holes and news websites and everything. But we tend to kind of stick to that kind of more formal way in our organization. So how can we kind of shift this? And within Microsoft, there is a number of ways that we have been building to help you with this. Just quickly, because things I'm going to show you today are going to be part of Viva Engage as part of Microsoft 365 licenses, but I also want to show you things that are part of some additional licensing as well. One of those things is Viva Amplify. And for those that use other email distribution tools, it is a way to distribute that formal part of the communication, whether through email, whether through SharePoint, whether through Teams, for example. We're seeing organizations start to think about what it means for Teams to be part of a communication strategy as well. And one of the things that's pre-built into Amplify is the Copilot deployment kit. So you can actually create a campaign with pre-seeded content to help you with your Copilot deployment. And you'll notice that we have the content all created, there's the images, the text is built, the links to a lot of the Microsoft adoption spaces because we want to make this easy for you. And you'll notice on the right-hand side, we can choose where we're going to distribute this to and actually customize it for each of the 4 distribution channels, whether it's Viva Engage, whether it's into email with Outlook. And nicely, for those that even at Microsoft, we still receive unresponsive emails where you look at them on your phone and the text is minute. Make sure just simple things like that don't happen. Whether it's to SharePoint, and then if you're sending through to Viva Connections, for example, in Teams or Teams itself. And it's just a simple way of helping you get started with the formal part of your Copilot communication strategy. But as Ben said, I work for the Viva Engage team, and that's really what I want to focus on today. I didn't want to miss showing you this. And a few of the capabilities that have been built by the amazing team that I get to represent at conferences like this to help you with that Copilot adoption. The first of these is if you have a Viva Engage network and at least one assigned Copilot and Microsoft 365 license, your admin should see within your network this banner here. And this is to help you set up a Copilot adoption community. It's one click to set up. It has, just like the Amplify stuff that I just showed you, it has a whole set of predefined content to help you communicate and encourage people in. And I'm just going to run through, rather than show you slides, I'm going to just show you how it works. So if you're an admin in your Viva Engage network, you have that one assigned Copilot license. This is available for every Viva Engage network with that one license. We can click on and learn more, and you automatically get told what this community is about. You can assign it to an existing community. We know many customers already understand that Viva Engage, having a community to support Copilot adoption, is one of the strongest places because people can share prompts, they can ask questions, they can get automated answers, they can come up with new ideas together. And no other tool really offers that in the same way. But I'm going to create a new community in this instance. You see, we're already giving it a name because one of the things we know from talking to all our customers is that just that getting started with a community is the hardest step. It's like buying your lottery ticket. Just buying one is the biggest step to success you could have for winning the lottery in terms of odds. We know that just getting stuff into your community is a powerful way to draw people in, and we help to do this. So even in terms of naming, it's a private community by default. You can make it public, but it goes in, and you'll notice a few things about this community different for those of you who've created Viva Engage communities. The first is it already has a cover image. It has an icon image as well. And you'll notice that it has this new community getting started checklist. And we're actually guiding the community admins through actually what they need to do to start the community. So first of all, we're going to pin some resources. So we're going to go in, we're going to do basic how Copilot works. And within a couple of seconds, we've got some content in the community. The next, we want to add members. And what we're doing here is suggesting people who have Copilot and Microsoft 365 licenses. So we're already suggesting the users that you can add. So we've now added our users, and within 1 minute, 2 minutes, we have a community, we've got our first bit of resource, and we've got our members as well. They're all being notified, so they know that they've been invited to it. And now we want to get some content. And similar to what I showed you with Amplify, we have a whole set of predefined content, welcome tips, prompting guides, and we'll be adding more to this as well. So I'm going to actually, this first one is, we always recommend that you create a welcome message for your community, pin that in the community. And so we're going to use a suggestion. I could go in and edit it, but for example, I'm just going to show it. And then we can go see the post, and now we have our welcome message in our community. Again, trying to make this a lot easier and to encourage people to get started. Maybe we're going to go in, we're going to ask a question. And one of the capabilities that all customers will get for this in this community is the related questions part of answers in Viva Engage. So that means it looks through and sees what questions have been asked before and will suggest answers based on what you've typed. So we start to see within about a month, about 50% of questions don't get repeated. And it means your community admins and your experts can spend more time on those more sticky, tricky, honestly, more interesting questions than, where do I get a prompting guide? So we're going to ask our question, and now we got some content in. Someone's jumped in and answered it. We have this super engaging community starting much faster, and then we'll go in and we can add some more content. So we have questions, we have polls, for example, we have long form content in articles, and I'll show you what that looks a bit more in just a sec. And another capability that's been brought into the experience for everyone, if I go in and I answer Carlos's question here, once we get more than 3 questions, you get a top question box on the right-hand side. So that's showing you the most frequently viewed questions or frequently engaged with questions and answers, because we want to help people have that experience to bring the top questions top of mind. And so by helping you develop this community, you are going to create much faster engagement between all your employees with Copilot licenses, getting them sharing. You can run campaigns within the community too. And, really to help you just give it a really good kickstart. It complements the Amplify campaign, which is that more formal kind of top-down. This is a bit of a mix of a top-down and bottom-up, and hopefully build that vibrant community. I can share inside Microsoft, we have Copilot communities. I wish I could show you them today, but we're going through the same discovery process as our customers are as well, as we work out what makes for an effective prompt, where are our favorite Copilots, what are the ones our executives using, what ones are our sales teams using, for example, and we have a vibrant community just like this for those employees and leaders. Now, I want to show you a few more things as well. And that is, I'm going to show you, and apologies for jumping between kind of networks to demos to show you here, but this is our Copilot adoption community. We've gone in, we've edited it a bit. We closed the checklist because we've already got our users, we've already got our engagement. And I just wanted to show you a few things like in action. So the related questions feature, say I'm a user, I want to find out about prompting. So where can I learn about prompting? Suddenly that's not Ben, Travis, Lisa, Catherine, others on the call, the experts. It's not you having to go, oh, it's this question again. I'm getting it asked in Teams chat about 100 times. I point people back to the community where everyone is, and I can see, here we go, first guide to learn writing about good prompts. And what's really nice here is I can go in, it's Viva Engage, so I can react, I can comment, I can upvote, it can be marked best answer. And coming this month, all of this content will roll up into Microsoft Search as well. So Bing at Work, Office.com, SharePoint.com. So we're going to be trying to meet people, where they work as well. Now, we also probably have created in our organizations for Copilot, but maybe for your Ask HR communities, your Ask IT communities, or ERGs, lots of FAQs. I know, again, even inside Microsoft, we have huge FAQ documents. And what would be really nice is to be able to get them into communities to experience this feature. And that's where the intelligent importer comes in. And again, this is part of the Copilot adoption community experience for everyone. If you wish to see these features for all your communities, there are requirements for Viva licenses. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to upload a text file from my computer. You see, I got a prompt FAQ that I asked Copilot to write. I'm going to open it. It takes a couple of minutes to pass through, so I'm just going to jump through to one I created earlier. It looks through your document and it searches for all the question and answer pairs that it can find. Now, I can go in, I can view it. So I can go in, take a quick look at what the question is. Oh, it's a bit ugly with the parenthesis, with the brackets there. But, that's good enough for me. So I'm going to keep that. This one, I don't really like this question, so I could delete it. I could go in and edit it. So we could add more text. We can edit the response as well. And then when I hit go, it's going to bring all of these into the community itself. And this, and as I said, gets back-ended through all of the answers capabilities within Viva Engage. So you can see them on the Answers tab as well, and being brought into Microsoft Search. So I'm going to post the selected questions, and we'll see that as it just thinks through, it's going to put them into the community. And we can see if I just surface, I just want to see all the questions now. Here they are. There's the questions and the answers. And if I started typing in to search for that question again, it would bring this, it would start to surface these in the related questions. They're automatically marked best answer. And you can go and see, where did this content come from? And of course, we're looking at ways to bring more ways to bring different content in the community. So here, if I bring it back to our all conversations, we have our Copilot adoption community. We set it up quickly. We added content. It already had graphics to make it an engaging and inviting community. We easily got questions and answers in, and because we did import a lot there. And then we have other capabilities as well. So we have our posts, we have the new media-centric post. You'll see that it makes the media front and center as well, and even long-form content. So we've built this community. Now we want to bring people in, and this is where we're talking about change and involving people in change. The next capability that is really helpful for this is campaigns. Apologies, I have to keep moving the Zoom video over off my screen. So campaigns is a way of using what's an official hashtag. So Viva Engage has hashtags, but when you click on a hashtag, it just takes you to, it shows you every post in the network with that hashtag. With campaigns, it allows you to create a home page for that more official hashtag. So we've got our Copilot campaign here. And of course, organizations use them for all those big kind of corporate campaigns. We have wellness campaigns, giving campaigns, strategy campaigns, how many steps you've taken from your desk today campaigns, those kind of things that we all get to experience in our organizations over time. But this campaign is our Copilot campaign because we want to drive people to our community. We want to engage people in that conversation about change. And what it does is it searches through every post in communities and in Storyline that you have permission to see and brings them all into one place for you. We have one inside Microsoft right now called Camp Copilot, where it's all about sharing our best practices specifically around campaigns. So you'll see that we have a post here. This you saw earlier in a community. This one comes from a Storyline. And again, we're engaging people, we're bringing them in. You see a long form article here, for example, as well. And we're bringing people and engaging them. And when I say we're let's go back there. When I say we're meeting them where they work, and I hope, I've got enough time to show you how the notifications work here. People don't have to go to the Viva Engage app to see this. They can see this in their email digest or their email notifications and actually interact with them from those emails. You choose to use the Teams app, then you can engage with it from just the Teams notification. So and of course, if you have Viva Connections or you have Viva Engage embedded in a SharePoint site, you can just engage from it there. We're not trying to require you to go to the Viva Engage app as I'm showing here. I want to show you just one last capability. And this is, I've prepared it earlier, but we have a capability called an announcement, which is in communities and with Viva licenses is also with Storyline. So what I want to do, the scenario here is I am a comms person and I'm writing a big post about our Copilot launch on behalf of the CEO. So they've given me delegate access. Of course, the CEO doesn't write their own posts. It would be amazing if they did, but I've yet to meet one that does it on any regular basis. And I'm using an article. So this is long form content. So you'll see I've got an image at the top. This will come out as the official hashtag. We'll put some inline images, my CEO's favorite prompts, and a video as well. And I'm just going to make this an announcement here. What this lets me do is target notifications for this piece of content to specific channels. So if you see here, I can choose an audience. So behind the scenes, we've actually identified a specific audiences for our CEO. And we can choose to send this to everyone. We can choose to just send it to a group. And you can use distro lists and things like that as well. So we're going to send this notification to everyone. It's a campaign. We're using the leaders to get everyone involved. And I can choose, do I want to trigger this? You'll always get an announcement in your Viva Engage inbox. So for all of you sitting behind leaders and creating content for them, we want to get people's attention for you. You've made the great content. You've got the leader to sit down and maybe do a video and try and appear a bit more personable than their work personas, perhaps. So we want people to see it. And so in this instance, we're going to send out the notification in Teams and email. So we don't overwhelm people with notifications. There's a nice 2-hour delay. So if someone sees it within the first 2 hours in Teams or in Viva Engage, they won't get the email notification too. But we do know that a lot of people just kind of, they skim their email at the end of the day. They haven't paid attention to all their Teams notifications because we all have so many of them. And they'll actually catch this in their inbox. So I'm going to send out this notification. So it's going to go to everyone. I have to preview it and review it. And I could schedule it. This was saved before, so I'm now going to post it. We'll just wait for it to post. And then always fingers crossed for when I'm doing a demo. I'm hoping that my next user will get a notification, except she won't. So I apologize. Let's just see if our user here did. We'll just go to Teams. It always takes a couple of minutes. Sometimes it's instant in a demo. Sometimes it's not at all. I don't think it's going to be today. But what users will see is, here we go. Patty, here we go. I'm in Teams. I'm not going to another tool. Here is that content. I can react with it. I can comment on it. I can review it. This is limits of a demo network. I can actually watch the video from within here too. And I don't have to go anywhere else. You see, I'm just interacting with it from within the notification. I don't have to go to Viva Engage. So we're getting people's attention. We're sharing all our Copilot stories. We're engaging them in the community about Copilot. And of course, you can use this for any change initiative. It does not have to be for Copilot itself. And then what happens is, for those on the long tail, here we go. We have it again. There we go. It works for Megan here. I can go and engage with it and comment. I won't get it in email, but just to show you what a notification looks like in an email, I'll just show you this one here. Here's an announcement we made earlier. And again, I'm an employee. Teams I kind of get, but I don't want to spend too much time there. I'm traditional. I like using email. There's still so many of us. But I know what these mean. Even my 70-year-old mum, who spends far too much time on Facebook, knows exactly what these features mean: to react, to comment, to share. So I can go in and react, comment, to share. Just to show you an older example here, I can even go in, let's change, sorry. There's, if the video was in here as well, I could actually play the video from within Outlook, and I'm just being met where I work. So there are all these ways. I go back to our community. And then the last piece of this is, of course, and I'll go quickly, is analytics. So behind the scenes, how has your campaign done? What kind of engagement is it giving you? How can you show that your work using Viva Engage is giving you that engagement that you're looking for? Whether it's basic numbers, whether it's taking you to the top posts in that campaign, maybe at your network level, we want to have a better idea of what's the sentiment across your organization or in your Copilot community? What are the themes that we can draw out and help you target your next set of communication to help you work with your learning and development department to work out what kind of training they might need? And also in terms of the Q&A, what are the top Q&As? How is having that automated system saving you time in the organization? Are people getting the support they need? And again, what are those things that people really are asking questions about that could help you inform? We know that communications teams have to have an outsized impact for their size and their resources. So how can we help you target down to those areas that you can have the biggest impact? So using Viva Engage to bring people together, to be part of a change initiative, to listen to them as well as tell them, is a powerful way to launch any number of change initiatives, but especially the capabilities we've recently brought in to support Copilot adoption.
Thanks so much, James. That was absolutely fantastic. It's so exciting to see Microsoft investing a ton of time and energy in Viva Engage. There's a few questions in the chat, but so perhaps you could answer those kind of in the chat, and we will move on to our next speaker.